Hello, this is Natalie Muller from Black Cockie Press, and I have for you an extra special bonus video today because it is Valentine's Day, and I thought I would like to share with you some poems. But before we get started, let's make sure you subscribe, and if you feel moved to, pop along to my website, the link's down below, and check out some of the books and writing services that we have down there. But definitely make sure you subscribe and click the bell notification so that you don't miss any more of any of these videos as they come out. So, without further ado, we're going to start our first poem. We're going to start with the first one, which is an Andrew Marvell poem. This is one of my favorite poems. It is a very famous poem. I just need to find it in the book here. It is the very, very famous, and I think many people would know this, To His Coy Mistress. To his coy mistress. Had we but world enough and time, this coyness lady were no crime. We would sit down and think which way to walk and pass our long love's day. Thou by the Indian Ganges side should rubies find, I by the tide of Humber would complain. I would love you 10 years before the flood, and you should, if you please, refuse till the conversion of the Jews. My vegetable love should grow vaster than empires and more slow. And 100 years should go to praise thine eyes and on thy forehead gaze, 200 to adore each breast, but 30,000 to the rest, an age at least to every part, and the last age should show your heart. For lady, you deserve this state, nor would I love at a lower rate. But at my back I always hear time's winged chariot hurrying near, and yonder all before us lie deserts of vast eternity. Thy beauty shall no more be found, nor in thy marble vault shall sound my echoing song. Then worms shall try that long preserved virginity, and your quaint honour turn to dust, and into ashes all my lust. The grave's a fine and private place, but none, I think, do there embrace. Now therefore, while the youthful glue sits on thy skin like morning dew, and while thy willing soul transpires at every pore with instant fires, now let us sport us while we may, and now, like amorous birds of prey, rather at once our time devour than languish in his slow chapped power. Let us roll all our strength and all our sweetness up into one ball, and tear our pleasures with rough strife through the iron gates of life. Thus, though we cannot make our sun stand still, yet we will make him run. So, that's one of my favourite poems. The next one is another of my favourite poets. This is John Keats. This is one of his poems to Fanny, and it is Bright star, would I were steadfast as thou art. Bright star, would I were steadfast as thou art, not in lone splendour hung aloft the night, and watching with eternal lids apart, like nature's patient sleepless eremite, the moving waters at their priest-like task of ablution round the earth's human shores, or gazing on the new fallen mask of snow upon the mountains and the moors. No, yet still steadfast, still unchangeable, pillowed upon my fair love's ripening breast, to feel forever its soft swell and fall, awake forever in a sweet unrest, still to hear her tender taken breath, and so live ever, or else swoon to death. So John Keats is one of my favourite poets, and that's one of my favourite poems of his. The final poem comes from a writer who I don't think a great many people would know, and that is an American poet called Richard Brautigan. Richard Brautigan is going to be the subject of a whole video in his own right, because I think he is a highly underrated writer, one who should be known more widely. And this poem is called, when I can find it, Gee, You're So Beautiful That It's Starting to Rain. Gee, you're so beautiful that it's starting to rain. Oh, Marcia, I want your long blonde beauty to be taught in high school, so kids will learn that God lives like music in the skin and sounds like a sunshine harpsichord. I want high school report cards to look like this. Playing with gentle glass things, A. Computer magic, A. Writing letters to those you love, A. Finding out about fish, A. Marcia's long blonde beauty, A+. Okay, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this special Valentine's Day episode. Remember, Black Cockie Press posts every Friday, and we'll be back next week with another video. Of course, as always, subscribe, bell notification, and pop along to the website www.blackcockiepress.com.au to check out all the exciting things that there are there. If you'd like to, while you're over there, you can sign up to the newsletter and keep well ahead of the curve. There's a free gift when you sign up with the newsletter, so everyone loves a free gift. But I will talk to you later, and have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Bye-bye.